I'm gonna share with you how you can make your employees love working in your company and never quit. And at the end of it, I have for you the most important and effective trick you could ever imagine. So make sure that you stay until the end of it. Without further explaining it, let's get started. So to understand how to make your employees stay around, you might need two theories. Number one, inversion thinking. Charlie Munger had a seminal talk that he gave multiple times on how to live a miserable life. And the reason why he gives it that way is that he believes in a process called inversion thinking, which is you solve problems in reverse. So for example, if you want to have a good marriage, rather than ask the question, how do I have a good marriage? You ask the question, how do I destroy my marriage? And then you list all the way to destroy the marriage. And then you do the opposite of that. What's interesting is that our brains are much better at finding problems than they are finding solutions. And so what we do, we harness our inability that we can find problems, and then after finding every possible problem we imagine, every threat imaginable, which evolutionary we are designed to look for, then we flip that in reverse and find our solutions. And this is a process of thinking that I applied in my relationship, sport, health, and we can also use it for employee retention. So what I did was I played being the devil and did some research on the internet. I looked at platforms and read a lot of studies about why employees quit their jobs. What I found was the top 11 common reasons why employees left their company on their own. Here they are, and the last one has the most impact. Number one, uncertainty. The best way to mess this up is with no routines or continuity. So when you are able to make every day maximal unpredictable, the chances are high that employees leave. Number two, no room for decisions. There are people like me who like making decisions. We want to be in control and move things forward. So how can you as a leader screw that up? Make every decision by yourself. And if you want to make the worst of it, never involve the person concerned. Or if they give you their opinion, ignore it. Or even better, do the opposite. Number three, chaos. Employees need some structures and systems to operate well. And what's the opposite of structure? Chaos. So be like the Joker and create some chaos. For example, every day someone else is in charge and you decide on the spur of the moment. One day it's Gary, next day it's Alex, and for the next 3 days it's Susan. Number four, no promotions. To mess this up, it's pretty easy. Employees want to become better. They want to develop themselves, achieve success, and maybe they want to become a project manager or the head of the department. Imagine one of your employees wants to become a manager. He has the skills and the experience. To make him leave is to never give him any kind of promotion. There will be coming a time in the future when he will look elsewhere for an offer, and as soon as he gets the offer from another company, he will leave. Number five, no harmony. Would you stay in a place where everyone hates each other, where there's always competition and where you have to watch out for yourself because they will attack you as soon as possible? So create a culture of competition between everyone. Number six, no room for vision. We live in an era where forcing your employees won't work anymore. Now it seems like employees want to work for something that gives them meaning, reason, why their work is important. They want to work for a vision of a better future, where the employees can contribute to create this kind of better future. For example, I worked as an intern at a company which specialized on scrapping and recycling cars. And the head of IT department thought that he made meaning with this job through creating an awesome IT structure for the company. So he thinks that he contributes for a better future with his job. It may sound silly for some people, but a lack of vision will drive people away and attract them to companies that have a vision. So leave no room for vision. Destroy everything that comes close to a vision. Speaking of sustainability, that's number seven. No sustainability. And yes, that's another reason why people leave. Would you work for a company that destroys the planet? No? Well, then do that. Number 8, low salary. Money does matter. For For me, the salary represents how valuable I am for the company. Imagine if you would work much more than another guy and the quality of your outcomes is much better. You would be more valuable for the company, right? But if the other guy earns 50% more than you, how long would you tolerate this? So please give your employees low and unfair salaries, and for God's sake, never increase the salary. Number 9, healthy reasons. If you think that's something you have no influence, you're wrong. How? Through stress. Stress can cause a lot of diseases. It's like a killer. So give tons of stress and give a fuck about it. Number 10, the lack of flexibility. What does that mean? It means fixed working hours, no remote work, fixed breaks and holidays, and no changes. I'm sure you got the idea of it. And last but not least, too much work. In all the studies I've read, this is the most common identified reason. It's the number one reason why people quit their jobs. So give them tons of work. If you want, give one person the work of 5 people. Or you could fire people and redistribute the work among the remaining employees. So these are the 11 reasons why employees leave. The devil part is over. Now it's time for the angels. We flip it. The solutions I will mention here are just suggestions from me. You can and should be more creative about it. So to avoid uncertainty, make things predictable and create clear responsibility. From no room of decisions, live empowerment. Instead of chaos, create a clear structure and written down processes. From no promotions to promote people regularly. To avoid no harmony, create a family-like environment. From no vision to create a meaningful vision. From no sustainability, integrate sustainability. From low salary to a salary that makes people feel like they are paid for their value. To avoid too much work, hire more people to support your employees. From too much stress, offer healthy programs. And instead of the lack of flexibility, create a workplace where everyone thrives on their own way. What I'm trying to tell you is that you should create a culture where you show your employees that you really care and value them. But all the things I just listed contribute on their own way and affect different. And that's where you need the second theory, the two-factor theory of motivation from Frederick Herzberg. He found out that motivation is not the opposite of demotivation. Rather than there are things that motivate us, there are things that demotivate us. During his research, Herzberg found things that motivates people. For example, achievement, progress, recognition, good work, responsibility, autonomy, and advancement. He calls them motivators. On the other hand, there are things that leaves us unsatisfied. But if we fix them, people won't really feel motivated. They just stop feeling demotivated. For example, policies, administration, supervision, salary, working conditions, and status. Herzberg calls them hygiene factors. And if those factors aren't satisfied, we feel demotivated. So satisfying these factors will bring you to a neutral position. And once you are in a neutral position, the motivators will make you feel enthusiastic and positive about the workspace. Or in other words, the motivators make work awesome and the hygiene factors make work suck less. The reason why I told you about inversion thinking and the two-factor theory is because inversion thinking tells you what to do, and the two-factor theory explains how it affects people, and that you can't just focus on motivators or hygiene factors. You have to work on both to get people to stay. And now here's the promised extra trick. I found a study that shows that most employees decide on the first day at the company if they want to stay. So you have to work on your onboarding program, because the first impression is here important as well. It's not just a tour around the office. It's about helping new employees to understand how work is done in their new workplace and how they can become productive as soon as possible. Here are some ideas I picked up. They have to know what the main communication tool is, understanding the corporate culture, how decisions are made, how the intranet is working, and the new hire should already have its first task. You could integrate this into the intranet with an integrated video course and added links to the most relevant part of the intranet to get as much information as possible. Or you could just create a PDF file. That's it. And if you want to know more about how to get so many ideas from your employees that you don't even know where to start, click right here.